Greetings, everybody. Eric from Adventures in Collecting. Figured I'd try something a little bit different today with the unboxing, but we have the Marvel Legends first 10 years Ant-Man and Yellowjacket 2-pack. Now this is something that I've been wanting to pick up for a very long time now. On my hunt for all of the MCU figures. This is a really cool set. It's the only way to get Yellowjacket, and it's also the only way to get the little miniature Ant-Man and Yellowjacket. Along with that, of course, you get a different Paul Rudd head from the one that we're used to seeing, the one that's been sitting on the pegs. He doesn't have the signature Paul Rudd smirk in this headshot here, but the likeness is great. And of course, as typical with kind of the MCU, a lot of these masked MCU villains, they don't have the likeness for the unmasked look there, but Yellowjacket's a cool looking figure. So standard packaging, with these Marvel Studios first 10 years, you get a little bit of movie synopsis there on the back, what's going on with the two characters, along with the poster art for the Ant-Man film. Yeah, so without further ado, let's crack this open. Yeah, so I actually was able to get this for a really great price. Hasbro has an eBay shop called the Hasbro Toy Shop, and they put a lot of stuff on there long after it's been in circulation, and it's great. They have some really great prices. I was able to get this 2-pack for a total of $24 shipped. So obviously great deal for two figures. All right. And as usual, again with these first 10 years Marvel Studios 2-pack, you get this really nice back card that works great for the back of displays, or if you're going to take photos of the figures. This works fantastic for that. All right, so I guess let's start with the titular Ant-Man himself, right? All right, so Ant-Man. I'm gonna grab, as you can kind of see from my display back here, so that we have something to compare to here. But all right, so we have Ant-Man from his look and just looking at it now, I can see that there's already some pretty interesting differences. But we have Ant-Man from his look in the first film. Great looking figure. Mine is he's got a little bit of a wobble to him, but nothing too terrible. The standard articulation that comes with these Marvel figures, you have the great ankle rocker here at the bottom, the double jointed knee, you got the hips, the twist at the waist, the ab crunch, and he's got a pretty good one there. He does not have butterfly joints, but he does have the bicep swivel, the shoulder, the double jointed elbow, the swivel at the wrist, as well as the pivot, and then of course the head. He's able to look up, look down, and he can go all Exorcist and turn him straight around. Great detail on this figure, much like the other Ant-Man if you're familiar with it. Let's pop his head off here. Get a good look there. Yep, let's pop his head off. Ugh. And let's see how the Paul Rudd likeness looks on there. There we go. So serious Paul Rudd, as opposed to the goofy Paul Rudd. I'll take some comparison pictures at the end, like always. But here are the two. So again, this is the 2-pack Ant-Man, and then this is the Infinity War Ant-Man Wasp Ant-Man Paul Rudd. The costumes are actually much different than I thought they were before opening him. There's a lot more red on the newer figure, as opposed to the older one, which has a lot more black on it. The helmets are also pretty different. So this is the Ant-Man helmet from the Infinity War Ant-Man. And as you can see, he kind of has these elongated, where's my pointy thing? He kind of has these elongated wings on the back, whereas on this one, not so much. Just little antenna. This helmet's also a lot smaller, and a lot darker. I'm trying to keep them even here and stuff. Yeah. But lots of detail. I would assume, let's see if the peg sizes are the same. Oh no, I think, let's see. The smiley, nope. So the peg sizes on the two figures, so the one that comes in the 2-pack is this one again, and the one that was single carded was this one. You could see the peg sizes are actually different. The one on the 2-pack is significantly smaller than the one on the single card. So the smolder Paul Rudd without the grin, without the goofy grin, the signature Paul Rudd smirk there. These heads are not interchangeable, so they will only fit on the figure that they came with, which is kind of a bummer. You know, you can really only get that one look per figure, but it's still a great looking figure. He does feel he feels a little thin now that I'm kind of holding the two together. This Ant-Man figure feels a little thin. He's also a hair shorter. I'll see if I could get that in the pictures, but he's just ever so slightly shorter. Personally, I prefer this figure, whereas the other Ant-Man figure, as you can see, I kind of leave him displayed with the Paul Rudd head on, or you know, the Scott head, we could say. But no, this is a great figure as always. You know, Marvel just nailing the likeness of the on-film character. So let's open up Yellowjacket here. This is one I've been very excited for. All right, so Yellowjacket. So Yellowjacket, again, same points of articulation as Ant-Man. No removable head. Great detail on this. The paint apps are incredible. There's this like honeycomb texturing inside the yellow. He has an open fist. He has a fist and he has an open hand. There's even on his mask, there's a second layer. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see the reflection off of it there. But a second layer of like a clear plastic that's, you know, has like a glass look to it. And then of course we have his mandibles or his tendrils, whatever you want to call them. They also have articulation. This reminds me very much so of the Iron Spider kit that comes on his back. It looks like, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation per these top 2 large ones, and then the bottom ones are on they're on swivels, so they kind of just turn and, you know, can be moved around. And of course they attach to his back with is that the wrong way? No, that's gotta be the right way. Yeah. Just with a peg, and then you can move them around however you see fit, and that works pretty nicely there. Let me look at the back of the box here again. Let me see how they had, let's see. Oh, they don't really have a good picture. Gotta look before I pose him to see how they're kind of stationed there. I really feel like it should be the other way around, but I don't think it is. No, that can't be, right? That's not like that. No. Definitely like this. You know, I don't know. Shoot. Yeah, no, definitely like this. All right, so these go at the bottom here. It would be nice if there was an additional point of articulation here, because they're kind of at this permanent curve, but this is such a cool looking figure. Underutilized villain, if you ask me. You know, the character was great in the film, portrayed really well, but, you know, kind of one of those one and done villains, which I'm not a big fan when they do that in comic book movies. I like when people stick around and they're pains in the asses forever. And then, of course, the last piece of the puzzle here is the miniature-sized Ant-Man and Yellowjacket. They are super tiny, as you can see. They remind me of straight up Micro Machines size guys. Like if you had the Star Wars Micro Machines, you know, they are super tiny. The detail is minimal. I mean, Ant-Man is clearly Ant-Man, and Yellowjacket is clearly Yellowjacket. Albeit there's really not much detail on the you know, on the body there. But again, think Micro Machines. Ant-Man's face is painted silver, and Yellowjacket's painted black and red, or black and yellow, excuse me. But these are, I'm sure, going to be really cool for, you know, parts of the display, even just to kind of put Ant-Man, you know, with Iron Man or with Hulk. That'll be fun. So, yeah, definitely, if you're an MCU Marvel Legends collector, or are just looking for even a good Yellowjacket to put in your collection, you know, I can't recommend this set enough. It's great. There are enough differences with Ant-Man from the previous one to from the Infinity War Ant-Man and Wasp one to, you know, make this a part of your collection. You know, it's a completely different look for him, for Scott Lang here. And yeah, I'm pleased. I think they look great. As always, stick around for additional unboxings and for YouTube versions of our normal podcast episodes. You can find the link to our podcast in the description, and make sure that you follow us here at AIC Podcast, or at AIC_pod on Twitter and Instagram. We're always posting toy news and pictures and all the cool things that we find. Really cool. We're going to be at Toy Fair. My brother and I were very excited for that, coming up just in a week, so next weekend. Very, 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 very excited for that, as well as our announcement that on March 28th, we're going to be doing a live interview panel for ZapCon, and I'll put in links to that information as well in the description. But if you're in New Jersey, we'll be at the Wayne PAL on March 28th. More info to come on that. But as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and leave us some comments. What are some more things that you want to see on this channel?